in which a young girl gets scared and almost paranoid for her own safety after using the freedom of speech is a failed democracy. Hello, dear attendants. I am Brunela Mërtiri. At the 16th of May, I attended a protest in which I spoke heartfeltly. I spoke against the stealing of our nature, public beaches, and most importantly, against the destruction of our nature. A few minutes later, the wind around our posters became a sea storm. Few days later, our little demonstration became a revolution. This displays the strong connection between us and our nature. I stand before you representing no political parties, nothing but what my heart desires. I want to tell you a little sad story today, as most of us can. My name was chosen before I was born, in 1997, by my father. I carry the name of one of the victims of the tragedy in the Strait of Otranto, the tragedy that ended the lives of many people who wanted a better life far away from our country. She is my aunt. I say is because she is with me today, as much as my grandmother from my mother's side is, who has lost her life because of a poor health system that is still continuing to this day for decades. The reason why I share this story is to represent the burdens of millions of Albanian immigrants who leave their families and contribute across Europe every day. To represent the burdens of the families of my city. Vlorë, Chop. We cannot carry the same burdens for decades. We have to save ourselves. And we should be grateful for each other and for this kind of support today. In fact, it is shameful, dears, that I stand in the European Parliament before I have even stood in my own country's parliament. This fact represents the non-existent integration of the Albanian youth demands into our politics. None of our members of the parliament represents us. None of them. Most local television stations do not represent us. They sell propaganda and destruction as development. But I want to ask them today, because I have refused them very much, development to who? I also want to ask, why was the Albanian files written before the law 21/2024? I usually like to keep my feet on the ground, but today I will confess in front of you that I actually like to keep my feet under the sand of the seashore, almost like a flamingo. To feel the breeze and breathe, an emotion that they want to steal from us. They want to steal our land, our emotions. They want us to detach from our homes, to emigrate. I use the word confess because the protest itself is an act of confession. Sorry for the emotions. It is my fault for letting you profit, but I won't let it happen anymore. That's what the Flamingo Revolution is saying. I use the word confess because you, Europe, should confess too. It is an act of accepting the truth. You have accepted only one truth up until today. The truth of the sold and corrupted representation of our country, which should be our responsibility as Albanian citizens. Today we ask for your support. Today you decide which side are you on. Will you choose an image that has been perfectly sold to you, ready for the European Union? Or will you choose the Albanian youth, who knows its truth and demands change? A few days ago, there was unprovoked and unlawful violence against protesters in front of our parliament. We are being dragged away while protesting peacefully for our nature, for our only resource which they want to steal from us, but not only. We are protesting because Albanians are afraid of their own institutions. We cannot go to the police station confident that an aggressor will probably be investigated. We cannot go to the hospitals without money in our pockets because you can simply die. Especially after the 20th day of each month, every Albanian knows why. Parents send their children to schools being afraid for their safety. Is this a principle of democracy, I ask you today? You can find amazing workers, actually, in every institution. But the system has failed. The government has failed. The old political class has failed. There is no support for artists, local farmers, students, or the elderly. No support at all, only attacks, only mockery, too shameful to even be brought here. What should be brought here are the threats towards the local people and the public administration. And I hope we will have the opportunity to demonstrate that with facts. I hope I have represented our concerns with dignity because there are many more talented young Albanians who deserve to speak here today. In the end, I want to thank many of the MEPs for supporting us. I want to thank the Albanian people for standing up for themselves from everywhere. I am grateful for your support. I am grateful that we are finally choosing the truth. In the end, I would like to say some words in Albanian, sexual madozera. Mami, papi, ju dua. Rini, nga ne kanë frikë, administrat, çoku, biznese, vini drynin dhe dilni në shesh. Ne njerëzit e thjesht, vetëm ne mund ta sjellim demokracinë, sepse neve po na shtyp kjo gjas me demokraci. Ne do të mësojmë se kur shqiptarët nuk duan, nuk bëhet. Dhe një fjalë nga rinja shqiptare nëse ajo do ma lejoj, ju erdhi fundi. Thank you all.